Hello you guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be documenting our trip to go see my son graduate from Mississippi at Ole Miss. And yeah, so I believe I showed you guys all this ephemera that I picked up along the way, and we're going to add it to my journal. Somehow we're going to fit all of this into this. I did have these cute I picked this up at a thrift store. I had several. This is for scrapbooking. This is My Mind's Eye from a long time ago. I think I used to buy it when I first might have started scrapbooking. I'm not sure. But I didn't buy this back then. I found this at a thrift store for 50 cents. Look at all this. It has lots of this, and this is perfect. This little road for a road trip. And then I also have this, which... and I think I have one that has popcorn or something in it. But I bought them like a year ago, and I was so excited. I knew I had these somewhere, and I was so excited to find them in my stash and be able to go ahead and use it. So I think what I'm going to do is take my ephemera and kind of go through it and see what goes with what day, and that way I can better put it together, if that makes sense. So this is all, this was the first day. Oh, I just picked this up because they have a blueberry festival in Nacogdoches, and gosh, that looks so good. Blueberry pancake breakfast, thank you. So yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of go through this stack here. I don't know if I'll just put my receipts in an envelope. Sometimes they fade, I know, but let's see, Nacogdoches, Elvis Presley, swear that, another receipt, Chick-fil-A, I can't remember what, oh, we ate that on the way back. We were ready to get on the road at that point. So I think we had Subway going in, Nacogdoches. Okay. Alright, so that's the first day. And I'm just going to pop this right down here. So let's see how we're going to put all this in here with our pictures. So I think with this being said, and with all the pictures, it's not going to fit on this page, right? So we're going to put in a tip in. And but let me go ahead and get this glued down. Scissors. So how are you guys doing? I hope everyone is doing well. And like I said, this month is just going to be really crazy. I mean, well, we are already on the 20th, right? So we're more than halfway there, and the check marks have been happening. My daughter graduates from high school on Thursday, and then we have like a little party for her on Saturday, and then after that we have 2 more grad parties, and then I feel like we can breathe, you know. And then I want to have a lot of fun in the month of June. And I'll tell you why. It's my birthday month. And I turn a significant number this year. I turn 50. So I am going to, like, yeah, have the most fun. And that's all I'm going to say. We're going to have a lot of fun. So I just want to do things, you know, like, so I have this idea. I'm just going to start going through some stuff, you guys, and like trying to figure out what I'm going to use as a tip-in. This is an old calendar. Actually, I guess it's not old, it's this year, but I picked it up at our what do you call, oh, the bank. they had a bunch of sitting there, and so I was like, well, that's a good idea. I'll just pick this up. So, but actually, some of these ideas I like. For my, I'll tell you more about my garden too. So, oh, here's the, I know what it was. This is, I remember I said I had popcorn, so that's fun. But, yeah, so my plan is to do, I have a, what do you call it? I'm kind of paranoid, you guys. I don't know if I mentioned before, but we have, living out here, we get scorpions. I know. Ooh, I hate them. I hate them so much. And, I'm always so paranoid when I have stuff sitting on the floor because, I don't want to, you know, they hear sneaky little things. And then I have opened up this thing over the weekend, and now I'm like paranoid because I had it on the ground. Isn't that a shame? It's just a shame. But, so I'm thinking I might want to use a more neutral color because I have lots of ephemera to put in there. But I know those, so the journals that I had for, was it last month, the fairy tale one? The little plastic daisy PVC type journals. They're like, I want to say they're not A6. They might be an A6 size. Well, I'm going to use that, and I'm going to create like a documentation of the year I turned 50. So, I mean, right? I mean, it's big significance. And, I have this idea, and Brazos actually gave me the idea of doing 50 things that I want to do for 50. But the thing is that I'm not necessarily wanting to, you know, like, yeah, going to, you know, actually, next year I will be going to Italy, so I was like, you know, like going to Europe, not that big of significance, but I am going to be doing that kind of fun thing, but doing something like with my family. So, for an example, I have this, there's this place I want to go. It's in a smaller town close to us that has the oldest carousel in the state of Texas, and I want to go do that. It's funny, I should be writing all this stuff down because I have such a long list of things I want to do, but some of it is just doing things that I've been on my to-do list, you know, for so long. Like, I have this old bike that I've wanted to, you know how they have the garden bikes where they decorate them up, and I've been wanting to do that forever, and so just different things that it's almost kind of giving you a challenge, you know, like it's almost like a challenge, you know, can you fit all this stuff in? Can you do all the things? But it's all family based, you know. Like for another example, which this may be kind of not like considered fun, but you know, I want to go visit my grandparents' cemetery, you know, and I've been wanting to do that for years, and so, and I just don't make the time to do things, you know. It's kind of like all these other things, but if I write it down and I say this is what I want to do, then I can do little road trips and little things to say this is what, you know, and make it more like with my family, doing all the things with my family. So that's kind of what my thought process is on that. So So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, so let's see how we want to do this. Let's see, so we can put this one. This was us starting out. And then we stopped at the Buc-ee's. And then these are and again, I'm not gonna do the journaling phase of it. Oh, doggone it. I went and left my, let me go get those really quick. I've been journaling in the living room, and so I love my little sticker tweezer thingies. How do we live without these? It's funny, I have an old kit that I bought many moons ago, and it has some in there. Not as good as these, but it's like, okay, this isn't just something that I saw and like, hey, that might make life a lot easier. Let's see here. And I wrote down, I did write a kind of an itinerary, what we did. Of course, I tell you guys, I thought, oh, that we can do that. My son does it all the time, and I worry about him doing that drive. It's like a 12-hour drive. Of course, on our way there, we stopped in several different places, but it was by the end, we were singing 100 Bottles of Beer on the Wall, and playing silly games just to keep us, you know, awake and paying attention. And yeah, it ended up being, I thought, oh yeah, that we can do this, and we'll take turns driving. And let's see. And it was going to make things a lot easier, but whew, I'll tell you what, that was still rough. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to put this on there. Oh yeah, one of the things I picked up, you guys, is a spoon. We went and had ice cream one on the square in downtown Oxford, where the college is, and we ended up, of course, you know me, I grab everything for my journal, and I grabbed this spoon, and I came home and I was like, I'm going to try to punch a hole in it, and I'm going to add it part of my charm for the month, and or for the journal. And sure enough, my the heavy duty hole punch, let's think, what do we call those? Gosh, this thing, let me get it for you. Oops. My crocodile. I knew if I looked at it, I would think I would figure it out. But so yeah, so I got my crocodile, and it actually punched a hole in it. I was so excited. So little things, we had thought that we would go to a couple places along the way, and one of the places I wanted to stop at was at this place in so I think I'm just gonna go put that on here. One of the places we stopped was Madisonville. That was where we took, if you're not familiar, if you're from Texas or been to Texas, you know they have these huge gas stations that have the best bathrooms, the best stuff. They offer tons of different kind of foods and snacks and drinks, and I mean, it's like whatever you want, you pretty much can get. But we stopped there, and across the way was a Christmas store, you guys. It's in Madisonville, if you're from Texas or live close. Anyway, we're going to do another trip over to Madisonville when we get closer to the holidays, because it was amazing. And then we were going to go to this place, but it was closed. That's what it was. It was closed, so we couldn't do that. And then we were going to go to oh my goodness, look how perfect this is. There's my popcorn. I didn't even put this together. I was thinking more along the lines of, when I go to the movies, I'm going to use that popcorn trim. And here we go to this popcorn place, and hello, now I have the trim to go with it. Perfect. But anyway, we were going to go. But anyway, we're going to make a day trip over there and go. It's not too far from where, well, you know, a couple hours or something like that. But then we went to, the other place I wanted to go was in Vicksburg the same day, to this museum. And the reason I found the whole museum in the first place was because they have the penny press. I looked up penny presses on the way there, because yeah, I'm obsessed with penny presses. And they had one there. Well, by the time we got there, it was already closed. But I tell you what, when we stopped in that area, it was, wherever we stopped was a little rough around the edges. And they had a Pizza Inn. And when I was a kid, oh my gosh, we would go to Pizza Inn when we would go to the circus. And so I was going, okay, this is going to be fun. It was not good at all. I know. I don't mean to be ugly. It was just not good. And me and Brazos were just like, let's get out of here. So it was kind of disappointing. Because I always like to eat pizza but I didn't end up eating pizza again. It's funny, I take trips and I eat pizza. It is my favorite food. Favorite junk food, let's put it that way. But they had so yeah, so that was fun. But we went to this place called Susu's Popcorn and Candy Cafe. They were the sweetest little family. It's family owned. There's the family. I love it. So she anyway, they actually make the popcorn. I did a video on my Instagram if you guys are interested in looking at it, but they did a they had all different flavors of popcorn. Extra butter, candy, birthday cake, caramel, I don't even know, so many different flavors. And so we were like, oh, and then the downtown area, oh my gosh, of Nacogdoches, you guys, it's supposed to be the oldest town in the state of Texas. And I shouldn't say it's supposed to, it is. I Googled it. Google told me it was. And so the driving area is brick, and they just had the cutest. It just had the cutest little atmosphere, and so yeah, we went down there because we wanted to go to this popcorn shop, and that is what we did, and we got popcorn. And then Brazos loves t-shirts, so we went next door and we found this really cute, it was kind of like an antique bookshop, and it had t-shirts that he created, he designed, and they were called, anyway, she got one that says Behind the Pine Curtain. That's like a big thing in East Texas, because it's all pines. And we drove through tons of pines up in and she gave me stickers. I think I mentioned that in the last video. She was packaging up her, I said, can I have a sticker? She goes, oh my gosh, of course. So, and then I got a little thing for a little popcorn gibbet for my Crocs, and it was just fun. I love visiting smaller towns, and I love supporting, I love supporting the local businesses there. So that was a fun little outing. And then we stopped at this because it had the name of the town. This is actually before we get to here, but it's okay. Okay, so then we make it to Mississippi, you guys. Have the Mississippi sign. And these are just some of the candy wrappers. Oh, they also had I wonder if I should do a double one. How am I going to fit this in here? I might do it on here. Because I do want to talk about it, but even though it comes here, I think I'll do this here and then just talk about it. Talk about the t-shirt shop we went to, and then when you flipped over it, then it's the Suzu's popcorn. Sounds good. But yeah, it was a long trip. And then the next day, which I will go into, let me see here. I'm going to do this kind of thicker washi to hold that postcard down. You know what, too bad I don't have any pine, I probably do on my Christmas roll, but I said too bad I don't have any like pine cone washi or tree washi or something like that, or more green. It would go with this, because it was green, it was beautiful. I did have some stickers that I was going to put on here, but I wonder why that's not sticking. Is that washi not that great? I'm not going to put it on there then. I'm running out of this washi. This is like a thicker, I've gotten to where I like using these thicker ones. And I find myself reaching for them a lot when I'm journaling. But I think this is on its last leg. Okay, let's move on to this one. Well, I find it when I'm putting in bigger, thicker papers that I like having to hold it down more. And I'll just put this right there. To hold that thicker postcard in there. Okay. I know I did have some, I did have my stickers that I had brought out, but oops, I'm not sure where they are. Okay. I can't remember where we ate Subway at. I might have it written down. But this, we can just staple in there. Once I find my stapler, I'll just put it here for now. We'll staple that in there. Okay, so we get to Mississippi. We eat pizza in. It's not good, but that's okay. Funny how sometimes as a kid you remember things, and I don't even know if this was the same. You know, it could be a totally different owner than when we were kids, but we didn't. When we were kids, we didn't go out to eat very often. I mean, that was just something that my parents couldn't afford it, and we just didn't. It's not like it is now, I guess. I don't know. Not where we were at. First of all, we lived kind of out. And it was not convenient for one. So this in here. I don't know where we ate Subway at. I can't remember, because we didn't really eat the first day, so I don't think that's on for that day. Okay, so, and then I'll come in and add my wording, and then this is Thursday, and we went to, this was my permit to stay at my son's place, but we went to Elvis's birthplace. I'm really curious. I don't know whether to put my patch on. I really want to do like a patch jacket, you guys. So I think I'm going to save that for that. Oh, this is for our ice cream that we had. I'm going to save that. Okay, this is Coming Home. Elvis. Elvis. Coming Home, coming Two Below, Last Day, Elvis. Okay. All of these fun things. So this is a souvenir guide. I always usually like to make kind of a pocket, but I have all these pictures to add in here. So let's make a pocket for a lot of this stuff to go over here. We're going to use some heavier cardstock. Let's see. I think I might use this blue. I think I'm going to do a triangular pocket. See, oh, made it smaller than that, like right here. Perfect. Oops, and then just glue the edges. And then we'll wash it down, even though this glue is pretty darn good. But I'll wash you that down as well. I think I'll use that. That handwriting one again. I really like that. And plus it's kind of gold and for Elvis. So this place was in Two Below, which is about 45 minutes from Oxford, where my son was living. And it was so funny because Braz, this poor thing, she's like, I don't want to get in the car. And I said, okay, Braz. But we ought, you know, when you're on a trip, you should go do something, a memory of learning of something. So we ended up, once we had a night's rest, it was a little better. And the thing is, what happened is my son, I mean, they had tests up until the very end, you guys. So he was studying for a test. Oh, he had homework due, and then he had to study for this big test that he took the day of his graduation, which I thought was kind of interesting. Oops. And so he was busy, and I didn't want to be a bother, you know, because I knew he was he was a little stressed out. And so, you know, I can totally entertain myself. I don't need I can find stuff to do. Perfect. And so we did not do the driving tour. I was gonna, I didn't know if or Cup of Joe. We ended up doing the Sweet Tooth, but I just thought this was such a cute idea of places that you can go. We went to Funky Cones. And I'll show you a picture of my Funky Cone in just a minute, but I don't know. These are always kind of nice to save just to have. So I'll pop those in there. And then this was our ticket. This is the town of Tupelo. That's Brazos's ticket. Pop it in there. And then this was, it really shows too how, I mean, just the world, I mean, there's just America, Mississippi America, or I guess Mississippi rural America, in those days, especially during that time frame of just the Depression, you know, and not having work, and you know, it's just really, yeah, it was very interesting. Okay, so with this, and then this is my permission to stay there. I wonder if I should make this into like a tip-in and I could turn it. Let's see what we got when we close this. Okay. Let me come back to this. So we're going to make this into a tip-in so that, let's see, is this blue big enough? No. And that way we can add stuff to the back of that. Again, I'm looking for more muted colors because it's going to be kind of busy with the other things, but yeah, it kind of felt like an inconvenience, but my son was like, no, Mom, you know, I don't want you to have to go and get a hotel, because they skyrocketed on their hotel costs, and actually, to be honest, it was really nice just being able to spend time with him, you know, and not just lunch, you know, and stuff like that. So when he comes to visit, and but okay, so let's talk waffle cones. So we went to this, we went there, and then I was like, let's go, we can either get coffee or we can get ice cream. Well, Brazos loves ice cream. And I don't mind it, I'm not a big ice cream person, but, because sometimes it gives me a bellyache. But we ended up going and, let's put this, going and putting we ended up eating these ice creams, and they were made with the homemade waffles. Oh my goodness, it was so yummy. But I didn't really get, and then of course you can get all the toppings that you want. But what I did was I got the waffle. I got a half a size. Let's see if I can find it for you guys right here. I got a half. We both got a half. And then I got just one scoop, and Braz has got one scoop with marshmallows. She got s'mores, I got butter pecan. And I'll tell you what, it was actually really, really good. Oh, and we woke up that morning and it had rained. Let's get out our umbrellas. Umbrella washi. You know I love rainy weather. And Zachary's like, Mom, it rains every day here. So I thought that was kind of interesting because it's very foresty. Very, very, very foresty there. And I'm just curious because, you know, you never hear about forest fires, you know. I think I kind of put that in crooked, but not to worry. That's why we call it junk journal. It doesn't have to be perfect. And so, okay, so let's get in here. So we're gonna do, this was us getting ice cream. This was at the Elvis. I do want to get a Zach in here. Oh, I had to put the coffee. That I told him, I said, Zachary, please tell me this is only because you're studying. I've never seen so much caffeine intake in my life. Okay. And then, yeah, so these are all the pictures of, I kind of want to tell the story, though, right here. Maybe this can be, tell you what, I should have allowed more pages in the book for our trip, but I think I have a plan here. Let's see. They had this really beautiful, it was called The Reflections, and so I'm so glad we did. That was ended up being one of my favorite parts too, other than, you know, the museum and all the things there. But they had a, it was in the in the back of the parking lot, and I told Bryce, I said, oh, I want to go see that, and she was like, she's getting hot, and she wanted, it was, you know, very muggy, and she's like, I want to, you know, leave, and I said, let's just go walk over there, and I'm so glad we did because it was a little pond, and you walked around, but it had like, if you dream, like have a dream, think of like it's almost like a meditation type environment, but it tells you little different things to think about while you're on this little, it's called Reflections on this little lake and crossing the bridge, and I don't know, I loved it. It was very very cute. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to make these two tip out. Tip out. They're going to be tip-ins, but they're going to tip out. Does that make sense? Let's see if we can. This may need to go a little wider. And, okay, let's see, because I'm going to flip this over, and it's going to come on this side. Wow, this one's a lot bigger. Okay. Oops. Let's see what we got here. Maybe I should have them tip this way, which probably makes more sense. I'm going to grab my Scotch tape for this, since we're going to be putting it onto more washi, just to create a better hold. All right. think this will help. I'm always afraid to put washi on washi. I've just had some really not good luck with it, so Scotch tape it is. And I know that, I don't think this is, I have bought acid proof washi, but I used to really worry about it and want things to be acid free, but now I think that kind of creates, I would love it, don't get me wrong, but if I don't have it, I'm not going to not use it. You know what I mean? Like, I used to be like, oh, I can't use anything that's not acid free because I'm scrapbooking and that's the rule. But now I kind of use just different, I'm not such a stickler, I guess. I might put this one. Brazos she was being interesting. I think we were both very tired, but she was like, I don't want to be in pictures. And then I was like, be in the picture. And so that's her being in the picture. Okay, and then your Elvis, there's the reflections. I do want to add that in here like that. I know that's kind of a weird look, but I'm going to cut the top of this card off, picture off, just to give it more space. Cut this a little bit out. Even though that doesn't leave much sticky on the back side. The only thing that talking about getting your pages to stick down versus like the Scotch tape, etc., which I don't, like I said, I'm kind of gotten over the whole thing, because even if it turns color, I feel like it gives it more character, but the only thing that really bothers me is when it doesn't stick over time. It's kind of a wonkiness, but that's okay. Okay, so here's our ice creams, which I can cut this down to. And it was just nice to get into the air conditioning, and oh, I didn't even notice that says funky ones on the top. I like that. That's cute. But just to get out of the, because I tell you what, it was humid. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. And then I'll put our ice cream up here. I've got a mess going over here. I need my little trash can. Okay. These is turning out so cute. So I think after this, I'm going to wrap up the video. It's probably really long, but it kind of gives you an idea of documenting I'm going to cut this down too. But I'll have to add another sticky back on here. And these two pictures are extras. I'll just add them to like my other journal. What am I looking for? Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry. Going back to my 50 things. So I'm going to do a video showing you guys how I'm going to create that as well. Because I have that on my list. Because I really want to get it started before June. Because I feel like June is like, okay, it's your birthday month, you know. Time to start the celebration, you know. I mean, I don't view birthdays as, oh gosh, I view it as like, oh my gosh, now I finally feel like, I don't know, I'm viewing this birthday as totally different. Totally different. So, okay, so this will be our story about my babies, both my babies, and then we'll write about this tip in. Got all our goodies here. Another little picture of our trip, and then I have my son's graduation, which did you see this? The pine cones. Remember, I was just asking where my pine cone was. My pine cones. I'll just add one right there. But, so yeah, so this will be the journaling. Add our tickets and stuff in there. Might put some lace right here, just to add another layer of holding that in. And then my son's graduation. And then this will be on our way home. And I have some more goodies for that. So, yeah, look at that. It's getting together. So that's a big thing to get documented. So, all right, you guys, thank y'all for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.